Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. So today's video doesn't really have any sort of theme or anything like that. I'm just going to be playing with some new makeup that I got. I have some old stuff in there. I got a really cute like eyeshadow palette that's super fun that I want to play with. So yeah, if you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you already haven't. Turn on your notifications. Do all the things, and let's get into today's video. Before I started filming, I did have my face kind of prepped, but I ended up using the Naturium BHA, which I showed you guys in another video, and I have decided that I am going to be returning that. This is just their Peptide Moisturizer. This is all I'm going to use to kind of get my skin prepped. But anyway, yeah, the BHA I am returning because when I first opened it, it did have this strange smell, almost like a mildewy outside after it just got done raining smell, and I always call it dirty ass. I don't know why, but yeah, it always smelled, and today was finally the day that I went to put it on, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not keeping this. I'm not going to use it. So thankfully I could still return it. I got it from Target. However, the moisturizer, you guys, this stuff is awesome. This has been what I've been using every single day and every time before I use makeup, because I think so far every foundation, everything that I've put on my face has worked well with this. If y'all are in the market for a new moisturizer, y'all need to try this. I am going to be doing my eyes before I do complexion today, and that is because whenever we went to Walmart, I did not know that this collection existed. You guys, this is the Profusion Cosmetics Ninja Turtle palette. This is so dang cute. The packaging, they just completely nailed on this. Here is what that looks like without the outer cardboard on. You can see that there is like this liquid ooze stuff in there that is so cool. It is plastic. What I love about this is the plastic piece on top has all the names of the shades on it, and you can take this off to be able to put it back on. The box itself does have the names on it. I don't usually keep the sleeves of stuff like this unless it's just like that unique and I need it for a reason. You can just lay this right back on top of there. But how pretty is this palette? I am definitely going to be doing a green toned look today. That's why I got the green shirt on, and we might add a couple pops of colors in there. So yeah, let's get into breaking into this eyeshadow because she's calling my name. You can also see the ooze much better when the lid is open. Like, how cool is that? The set came with the other few things that I knew I wasn't going to use, so I didn't buy them. But I am such a sucker for a cute handheld mirror, and they did come with this. Just a plastic mirror, and then it has this little chain on the bottom that has like a piece of pizza. The sleeve on here, which I have not taken off yet, says Cowabunga. I have been waiting for this video to take this plastic off. I mean, it is so satisfying taking the plastic off something new. First, I'm going to prep my lids with the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I don't know how I haven't ran out of this yet because I use it so much. There are times where if you're doing an eyeshadow look that has really bold neon colors, you can always prime your lids with a white eyeshadow primer. Now, I have not done that, but I've seen a lot of people do it. That's why I have the one Jeffree Star concealer that I do, is because it's pure white, but I have not used it for that reason. It's hard for me to tell if there is shimmer in these shades because it looks like that there is glitter all over the place in here, and I really don't want to start out with a glitter shade on the lid. The first shade that I'm going to go in with is this light green shade right here. That shade is actually called Ooze. These are super powdery. I am just using a fluffy Moda brush. This brush came from the set of brushes that I found the same day that I found this eyeshadow palette, so I figured it would be pretty fitting. The next shade that I'm going to use is the shade that's right next to it, and it is called Turtle Power. The names of these are so great. I'm going to focus this shade just in that crease. I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit. This shade was not as dark as I expected it to be, so I'm dipping into that shade again, and I'm just going to build this up. Green was always the eyeshadow that I lean towards. Green is definitely one of my favorite colors. I don't know what it is about the green eyeshadow and the blue eyes, but they just look so pretty together. I really should have carved this out before I started, but I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with my eye look yet. Even though I used this on that lighter shade, I did just pop into that darker shade. These greens are really pretty whenever you build them up. I think we're done with that portion. I'm going to use the Bouquet 207. I'm going to dip into this really dark green shade right here called Shell Out Justice. And I'm going to focus this color right in that outer corner. And I'm just really packing that color down. And then doing a slight blend at the very edge of the crease. That darker color really gave us that wing that we needed over there. I'm just leaving this pretty messy right now because whenever I get to the other stage of the eyes, after I get the makeup and stuff done, that's when I'll kind of do the cleanup. So I'm thinking for my next video, I am going to do my husband shops my stash. And if you all don't know what that video is, basically I will have my husband Adam pick out makeup products for me to use, and then I will film the video using those products. No matter what it is, I got to be able to make it work. I think they're such fun videos. I really enjoy watching them, so let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Now let's put some shimmer on these lids. I'm going to try to show you guys. They are pretty powdery, as you can see, so definitely you want to tap off your brush. So there's really only one green shimmer in this palette, so I'm going to swatch it. The shade is called Cowabunga, and wow. You guys, look at that. She is stunning. This is so nice. It's so soft. It doesn't feel chunky at all. It's super smooth. Oh man, yeah, I can't wait to get this on the lid. I am going to get a makeup wipe out because I do feel like that some of these colors are going to stain, which that is pretty normal with shades like this, so just be aware. As much pigment as the shade has, I am tempted to try a brush first. So I'm just going to use this flat shader brush, and I'm not going to use any setting spray. I'm just going to dip into it with the brush and see how it applies. Super soft whenever you swipe it. Holy cow, you guys. This shade set down with the brush so easy, and I had a feeling it would just because I could tell how soft and pigmented it was whenever I swatched it. I don't have any fallout, which is amazing. There is just such good makeup at the drugstore, which is so nice because makeup can be used by everybody. It's great to have affordable, good quality makeup. On camera, in my viewfinder, the makeup looks way more patchy than it is in real life. I love this sparkly shade, but I wish they would have done a little bit lighter shimmer shade like this, because it would have been awesome to have like a nice neon shimmer on this eye look. My camera is having a hard time focusing today, y'all. I'm getting a little bit of fallout on this eye over here, but it's not a lot. Now that we got that shimmer shade down, I'm going to grab a small fluffy brush. I'm going to grab that second shade that I used, and I'm just going to do a little bit of blending on this lid, just so you're not getting a really harsh line from that shimmer. I'm going to take a makeup wipe and clean off that fallout. I'm going to go ahead and clean those water lines off while I'm at it. Now, this is where I'm going to take the makeup wipe and really create a wing with this. Whenever you wipe, you want to come under your eye and swipe back like that. So basically, you're wanting to clean up all this area here and just keep that nice wing over there on that side. Doing that on this side is a little bit harder for me because I can't turn my hand like that. And this is the eye look so far. It's definitely not done yet, but we're going to continue with the rest of the makeup. For foundation, I'm going to be using this Missha Imperfect Cover BB Cream. This is supposed to be identical to my True Love Purito, and I still haven't been able to throw this away yet. This is supposed to be a dupe for it. They're supposed to be exactly the same. Before I get rid of this, we are going to try this foundation. Now, one of the reasons that the Purito hasn't been sitting well on my skin, it's something to do with the pores. So with that being said, for primer today, even though I did use a moisturizer, I am going to go in with a putty primer, and this is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This is the best putty primer in my opinion, and it's super affordable. So I'm going to focus this mainly in this area here, because this is where most of my pores are. And as I'm rubbing that in, I'm actually pushing that down so it gets some of that product down in the pores. And I'm taking that excess and just spreading it down to the rest of the face. I love the way this primer feels. It is definitely one of my favorite primers, not just a putty primer, but primers in general. Now, I do think that this primer does do a little bit of blurring around this area here. It's just so good. We're going to backtrack for just a second because I wanted to pop this in the video. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss, and I wanted to use this just to kind of hydrate the lips while I'm doing the rest of the makeup. This stuff is so good. It comes with a pretty large doe foot applicator. The shade in this is called Coconuts About You, and it literally smells like a pina colada. And this has actually become my favorite gloss. The texture, the scent, the price, It is just everything that I want in a gloss. The consistency is just right. It's not super thick, which I did put a little bit too much on because a little goes a long way with this. So we're just going to leave that sit while I do the rest of the makeup to kind of hydrate the lips a little bit. Now we're going to go in with the BB cream. Now I have never used this. I did order it from Amazon. This retails for $9 and you get 1.69 fluid ounces. I got the shade number 23 and it is SPF 42. Now the difference in these, obviously the bottles look a little different. This one has this nice pump to where this one is more just like a medicine tube. This just looks and feels like luxury packaging. Now I'm gonna start by squirting a couple pumps of this on the back of my hand. Whoa, okay. There is the consistency. You can see it is a little thick and it really does have that kind of gray undertone that was so nice about the Purito. Now I know that with the Purito a little goes a long way, so I'm gonna assume that this one does too. So I probably am not gonna need much more than that. I'm gonna blend this out with the Haley's Beauty foundation brush, and I'm gonna start by dotting some of this on the side of my face. Yes, this is thick. It looks exactly like the Purito. Now I'm hoping, because this is supposed to be an exact shade match to the Purito, so I'm really hoping that it is, because that shade was just a little too dark for me, and I feel like right now with me having a tan that this should work pretty well. It does have a light scent to it. I can't place what it is. I don't feel like I was able to get that much coverage with it. I've not even really been able to put any on the forehead. So we're gonna add some more dots here, and I'm gonna get this blended completely out on the right side of the face before I go into the left side. I keep meaning to buy a duplicate of this brush because one, it is a fantastic foundation brush. It is definitely one of my go-tos, but I also love using this for cream bronzer. I definitely want to get me a second brush. Okay, the scent of this is definitely a little florally. There, that is completely blended out on the right side of the face. This claims to be a full coverage finish while offering skincare benefits to the skin to achieve an impeccable and moisturized complexion. I don't feel like that is full coverage. I'm going to zoom you all in. You can definitely still see the freckles over here on the side of my face, as you can right here on the forehead, and I did build all of this up. I feel like if I put any more over there that my face is going to look cakey, and I don't really want that. So we're going to leave this side the way it is. It really hasn't fully set down yet. It doesn't really feel like it's going to come off, but it does feel a tad bit tacky. It is really pretty, and I don't know if it's the change in my skin, but I do feel like that this is sitting better and looks better on my skin than the Purito does. I'm going to get the other side of the face blended out. I do think with my tan that this shade definitely looks better. Y'all, my complexion looks so good. Normally I would go in with a sponge and just kind of blend that top layer out a little bit, but I really don't feel like it needs it. It looks beautiful. It doesn't feel makeup-y. It doesn't look super makeup-y, so we have a win so far. Since this does have a really high amount of coverage, I'm going to take that little bit of foundation that's left on the hand and apply that right under the eyes, because I'm not using a concealer today, and it's mainly because I want to see how this wears. I'm going to take my BK N16 and blend that in under the eyes as if I had concealer. Yeah, that worked perfectly. This doesn't dry down super fast, so you do have a little bit of playtime with it, which I really like. Now, after having it on and completely set, I do feel like this is a very high medium coverage. I'm definitely not getting full coverage. I definitely have some freckles that are popping through, but other than that, I mean, regardless, it's beautiful even though it's not full coverage. This was definitely a win for me. It's been a while since I've used the Burrito, and as you all know, if you watched my declutter video, I was getting rid of her. So yeah, we're going to do a little updated video on that, but so far I love this. I love the packaging. I'm so glad that I bought this, and I think I was recommended to use this by Jessica Braun. I'm pretty sure she used it in one of her videos. So Jessica, thank you for that. I'm not going to set the entire face, but I am going to set just the under eyes. I'm just using my Real Techniques 402, and I'm using the Laura Mercier powder. I haven't used this in a while. I was going to use the Givenchy powder, but I did just use that in my last video. Yes, that is perfect. I am going to take a little bit of that powder, and we're going to put that around the nose, because that's where I typically have breakup in the foundation. So we're going to set that. And I rub my nose a lot. I am really bad about having a runny nose. Since I use this Laura Mercier powder, if you're someone who doesn't go through a lot of powder, I highly recommend getting these powders, the mini, because I have had this for so long and have still not used it up. I keep wanting to buy the Huda powder because I've never used that before. I hate the packaging that the mini comes in, so that is what has kept me from buying it. So if anybody out there has used the Huda and you like it and you think I should try it, let me know if it's worth it to buy the full-size powder. For bronzer and contour, I do have an item that is new for me. It's the Makeup by Mario Softsculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. This is in the shade Fair. This just came in the mail yesterday, and I've been dying to try it. There is what that packaging looks like. This does almost look like it has like an iridescent shine to the liquid. I don't know if you all can see that. I went back and forth on this and the actual bronzing stick, and I went with the serum just because I've seen better reviews on this. I do like that it has the pump on it. I have no idea what kind of consistency this is, so we're going to put some of this on the back of the hand. Oh, okay. There is the consistency of that. You can see that it is not dripping, so it is a pretty thick formula. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this on my finger. I'm going to apply just a little bit over here before I go crazy on the rest of the face. First, I'm going to grab a bronzing brush. I'm going to use the Real Techniques. This is their 450. This is their soft sculpting brush. I'm just going to use this to blend it out. Okay. So we're just going to do 3 little... This does feel really wet, and this brush is blending this out perfectly. I don't know why it's taken me so long to use these Real Techniques brushes because they are so good. I don't feel like this is taken off my foundation, which is always a plus. I always worry about that with cream products like this. It does have a little bit of a scent. It more or less smells medicinal, maybe is the best way. It just kind of smells like a skincare item. For the other side, I just dipped this brush right into what was on my hand, and we're going to see how well this blends out this way. You really don't need a whole lot of this. A little bit does go a long way. I love this. It looks very natural. It has a very light sheen to it. It blends so easy. Just remember, if you are buying a high-end facial product, you don't need to buy the brush that goes with it, because you can find brushes at the drugstore that are going to do the exact same, and it's definitely going to save you a little coin. Got that completely blended out, and that is so nice. It went on so easy. I am loving this so far. It definitely feels like it's dried down too, which is nice. I was gonna use another powder bronzer on top of this, but ended up changing my mind because I really just wanted to see what this looked like on its own. And you guys, this is beautiful. If you have fair skin, highly recommend. And it's so nice whenever I'm doing my makeup and using new products when I can throw away the box, because that means that it's a love and I don't have to take it back. Alright, so I have two new blushes here that I want to use. I have the Maybelline Fit Me blush, and then I also have the Give Gwen Stefani liquid blush. This is her Dewy Plump. It says Collagen Cheek Tint. But if I'm not mistaken, I think you can also use this on your lips. Now, I'm kind of feeling, because I went in with that cream kind of contour bronzer, I think I'm going to stick with the creams and go in with the Give. I did get these when they were on sale, and I'm so glad that I waited. I was going to buy quite a few of the shades, and then I was like, no, Jessica, you need to try it first and see if you like it, because I have 100 blushes in there. I don't have 100, but I have a lot. There is that little packaging. How cute is that? This is in the shade Bouquet. This does have a pretty large doe foot applicator. Doesn't really have much of a smell. I don't know how pigmented these are, so we're just going to go in with one drop. This is the Real Techniques 449. This is their tapered cheek brush. This is what I use for most of my cream blushes. Oh wow, yeah, see, that one little dot just did the damn thing. It's just a really light rosy pink, which is what I tend to lean to with blush. But that one dot did a whole lot. So what I did this time is, after I pulled the applicator out, I just barely wiped that excess product off right there in the top of the container. And we're just going to do one dot on this side of the face. Okay, so I guess it's because I wiped some of that excess product before I went straight to the cheek. This side definitely didn't go as much as I did on this side. I'm going to do exactly what I just did and wipe some of that excess product off. Add one more little dot, and that should do it. Yeah, that did it. This brush is so good for cream products, you guys. If you can find you, which there is quite a few Real Techniques brush sets on Amazon, I highly recommend getting you a set because they are so good and so affordable. Alright, I'm taking whatever's left on the brush and just going over the nose just to make it look more like a natural sun-kissed look. I used to be so scared of using cream products, and now that I've been using for quite a while and have just seen how beautiful the complexion looks with cream products, especially good quality cream products, I mean, I am so happy with this look right now. So I have a little bit of a fun highlighter that I'm going to use today. It's the Glamlite Scooby-Doo highlighter. There's what the packaging looks like. Love that. And there's what it looks like when you take it out of the box. It is so awesome. And then there is what those look like. That top one has a really slight green tint to it, while the bottom one has kind of a purple. We're going to dip into this lower shade here, and I'm just using the Moda Glow brush. This came in that set from Walmart, and since we did the green eye today, I wanted to do something just a little bit funky with the highlighter. Before we apply either one of these, let's swatch them. I was just reading the back of this, and it says the perfect travel ready palette for on-the-go glow when solving a mystery. This highlight palette contains 4 gorgeous highlight shimmers that complement a variety of skin tones and complete any look. I don't know where they're getting 4 highlighters unless it's like the shift in this, but this definitely doesn't open any other way. If I am positioned a little bit differently, it's because my camera died. So we're going to swatch these. It's really soft. There is that top shade. It is very subtle. It almost has like a pink shift to it. When you rub your finger in these, they almost feel like fur. That's how soft they are. And here is the top one. Wow, there you go. Hitting the light just right. They did not have the pop that I expected, but we're still going to try them. They look pretty glittery, and I do not like a glitter highlight. And I feel like anytime I use a highlight or an eyeshadow that has a lot of shimmer, I feel like I'm washing it off for a week. Just tapping my brush into this, there is a lot of glitter particles. I don't love that. There is glitter all over my vanity right now, which is why I use a cover whenever I'm filming. Just tapping off this brush, it was just snow and glitter just now. I'm very hesitant to put this on my face. Wow, okay. That looks like straight up glitter. It is bright when the light hits it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get in the shower and clean my face after this, because I don't think just a double cleanse is going to do it. But wow, look at that when the light hits it. That is beautiful. I just wish it didn't look like I had a line of glitter on the face. I'm going to take a small fluffy brush and just kind of diffuse this a little bit. It is very pretty. Yeah, I definitely do not think that I would use this again. Either way, I bought it just as a collector's purpose too. It is Scooby-Doo. It's one of my favorite things in the entire world. Alright, so we are moving on. I feel like I'm going to have to use a dust buster to clean this off. I just realized that I had glitter all over the shirt. It's all over my pants. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be showering after this one, folks. Now, let's jump back into that eyeshadow palette and finish these eyes. Even the Dustbuster said it didn't want to work today. I'm going to dip into that medium green shade right here. I'm going to use my Rever 03. I'm just going to apply this underneath that waterline. I'm really wanting to hit this orange shade in here. I might end up putting that on my inner corner. My favorite Ninja Turtle was always Michelangelo. It wasn't just because he was orange, because at that time orange was my favorite color. If you watched Ninja Turtles, what was your favorite turtle? Yeah, I got little glitter particles just all over the face now. Everything is pretty though, I will say that. Now for eyeliner, I picked a few different options. I do have a lot of green. And then I also picked a gold because I wasn't sure how this look was going to turn out. And I am kind of wanting to try this gold shade because I think it would be really pretty. Let's do some swatches. Okay, this ColourPop one is bomb. Okay, so I'm definitely not doing gold, but here are the options. We have the ColourPop here. Then we have the LA Girl. And then the Urban Decay 24/7, and then the Wet n Wild green. I'm leaning towards this ColourPop one. This is their cream gel liner, and the shade is called Wild Idea. It says that this is a multi-chrome, which I totally agree with because that shift on that is beautiful. Like, look at that. Clean off the water lines. Alright, I'm going to apply the eyeliner off camera and I'll be right back. That green is absolutely beautiful. This eye look is so good, y'all. I'm definitely getting some more of these multi-chromes because this is beautiful and so affordable. This actually works better, in my opinion, than my Urban Decay 24/7. The ColourPop eyeliner was the hardest to get off of my hand too, even with the makeup wipe, so it definitely has some staying power. Now, before we go in with the mascara and the lips, I grabbed two different setting sprays because I wasn't sure how this face was going to look. I was kind of worried that it was going to be too dewy, and it is definitely not the case, which if it would have been a little dewy, I probably would have used the One Size Until Dawn. But since I am pretty happy with the finish and the way that everything looks, I'm going to go in with the Milani Make It Last. And this is their natural finish setting spray. They did just come out with an SPF version of this that I have not got yet. But this is definitely, I'd say, in my top 5 favorite setting sprays. It has such a nice mister and it smells fancy. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but it just smells like being at a spa or something. Like, it is so good. Alright, now we're going to go in with mascara. I'm going to use the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. This is one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. It is so good. It is a tubing mascara, which means that it does have little fibers in it that will help your natural lashes just look a little bit more voluminous. I'm still impatiently waiting for my lashes to come back to normal. Honestly, I don't know if they'll ever be normal again. But I am not one of those girls that does the lash extensions and stuff. That is way too high maintenance for me. Like, I'll get my nails done every 2 to 3 weeks, but lashes, no thank you. Just going in, doing a little bit of a second coat. Once again, if you get mascara on your face, just use one of these little spoolies after it dries and just kind of like scratch it and it will come right off. You do have to wait until it dries though. Now for lips, I'm going to go in and just wipe off any of that oil that is still there. Y'all, that gloss is so nice. Nars just came out with some new lipsticks and they're called their Explicit lipsticks, and supposedly they are refillable. Ooh, this is nice. There is what that looks like. How beautiful is that packaging? Like, Nars, y'all did that. There is what the actual lipstick looks like. The shade that I got is called Adulterous. We're gonna swatch this. So in the pictures and definitely on here, this leans like it should be more of a pink shade, but that is definitely more of an orangey tone on my skin. So I don't know how I feel about that. I might have to end up getting this exchanged. It is so hard to find pinky nude lipsticks for me because usually everything either runs too brown or too peachy orange like this one does, which is a shame because I was really hoping that this was gonna work. Okay, for the video, we're gonna see if I even like the formula enough, and then if I do, I'll go and get it exchanged. I am going to have to grab a different lip liner though, because the lip liner that I chose was a little more of a pinky nude. The Maybelline Color Stay, and this definitely looks to be more of an orangey tone lip liner. Yeah, it is definitely leans more orangey tone, so we're going to use this combo today. This is a pretty creamy formula. I did overline my lips just a tad. Now let's try the lipstick. Okay, so first, I do not like the way that the lipstick is shaped. I think it is shaped just a little bit too square, and it's really hard to stay in the lip line, especially on the top lip. The packaging is that nice magnetic packaging that everyone loves, and I love the embellishment on this. So looking at the lipstick, it definitely is more of an peachy orange color, which typically I usually stray away from. The lipstick, it does feel really nice. It went on pretty well. It is creamy. I do think that I am going to trade this in. Might get shade matched whenever I go to Sephora. Now that we got that lip down, I did want to put a little bit of a gloss on top, and this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, and this is in the shade Ice. This one definitely has a little bit of a coconutty beach scent to it, which is my favorite. That is so nice. We'll definitely have to clean off the applicator, because if you don't, it's going to change the color of your gloss. I learned that the hard way. It is obviously sheer, but it has this really nice, like, opaly pearlescent to it. It is so pretty. Alright y'all, so that is it for today's look. I am so happy with everything that I used today. I'm definitely looking forward to trying the Burrito again after using this, because so far I love everything about this. Obviously I am going to wait a little bit before I shower just to see how it wears, but the finish, everything is absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend this. The Gwen Stefani Cheek Plump and the Makeup by Mario, both of these definitely winners. It didn't take much at all. They blended out seamlessly and they are beautiful. I'm definitely going to have to get a couple more shades of this one. Now the palette, I cannot wait to like pull some of these other colors in here because the greens are stunning. I will definitely say pass on the Scooby-Doo highlighter unless you are just a collector and you love Scooby-Doo. I would never ever wear these again. I think they are definitely too glittery and they don't blend very well. It looks like you just have a line of glitter on your face. The handheld mirror, yes, it's very cute. It's just a handheld mirror. If you're not really in the market for one of these, I would just say pass, unless you're just a Ninja Turtle fan, because I mean it is cute with a little piece of pizza down there. The lipstick I will be exchanging for a different shade. So far I do like the formula. It is nice and creamy, but the color, this does not pull true to what this is, so I will definitely be getting shade match before I exchange this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is there any of this that you have tried? Have you tried any of the other items from the Ninja Turtle Profusion line? Let me know down below and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.